Hi, I'm Rob Mallernee. I'm the founder and CEO of Eton Solutions. Today, I'd like to talk about how to stay ahead in the digital age. First, a little background. I come at this as a CPA and a CFA, not a software developer. In 2009, we founded Eton Advisors, a multifamily office that serves about 35 families and over 1,000 legal entities. We looked for technology in the market and couldn't find any, so we decided to build our own integrated digital platform, which we've now named Atlas V. In 2015, after much encouragement from our peers in the wealth management industry, we commercialized that product and created Eton Solutions. Today, we have over 1,000 users on our platform, representing over 390 families and $400 billion in assets under administration. So how did we think about this journey toward digitalization? First of all, why is digitalization important? Well, as you start to serve multiple generations in a family, people's expectations for what is possible have shifted dramatically over the last 5, 10, 20 years. Today, people expect to be able to have data at their fingertips on their mobile phone. The days of providing a monthly or quarterly report 30 to 45 days after the end of the period, I think are over. That may be fine for certain older generations, but is not going to make the grade with younger wealth owners. Most of those younger wealth owners are going to expect that they can have access and transparency to their data on a daily basis through their mobile app. This is all about trying to deliver control over their wealth back to the family member and helping those family members have a clear understanding of where they stand and what is going on with their wealth by providing that transparency that they generally do not have today. We think that this is going to result in people really wanting to be able to see their daily net worth via their mobile app or laptop computer, and not only being able to see what is my total net worth, but to see the composition of that net worth, to be able to drill into that composition and see the detail of how I got to that, to be able to interact with my family office via secure messaging, to be able to see my documents, see all the documents that are related to my wealth, whether that's a will, a trust, a tax return, an insurance policy. All of those different types of supporting documentation need to be available to the wealth owner so they have that transparency and clear understanding of what's going on in their wealth. So if I'm running a family office, how do I do this? This seems like a pretty daunting task because, as we all know, there are dozens, if not hundreds, of legal entities that will go into a wealth owner's net worth. There's also dozens, if not hundreds, of different data sources that roll up into that net worth. And so when we were working to create our platform, we really did two things. The first thing we did is try to make sure we had a clear understanding of the operations, the workflow, and the processes that are required to run a family office. This chart graphic on the right is actually typically a 4-foot by 6-foot piece of paper that contains about 270 business processes that are required to run a full-fledged multifamily office. And what we've done is taken each of those business processes and decomposed them into sub-processes to simplify those processes and allow us to delegate work on each process down to the appropriate level within the organization. We can then determine which of these processes can be automated, which of these things do we want to do ourselves within the office, and which of these things would we like to outsource to a third party. So that detailed understanding of process and operations informs the design of the system. And on the system side, we really think about technology in 3 layers. The first is infrastructure. Today, if you don't have world-class cybersecurity, disaster recovery, and business continuity, your system is really not going to meet the need of the client. The second layer is a process layer. And in this layer, everything you do in an office typically starts with a document is going to affect multiple legal entities, both client entities and counterparty entities, and is also going to be happening with respect to a particular asset that is owned by the client. In an ideal world, all of this would be controlled by a workflow that creates an automated audit trail as the work is completed. In addition, given today's world, COVID, and the distribution of families across the globe, it's absolutely essential that this be available virtually, where different individuals can participate in these processes from different locations, anywhere they have access to a secure internet connection. In addition, key requirement is that the system is able to process multiple sources of data and normalize and standardize that data in a highly efficient manner on a daily basis. So that process layer is really critical to being able to meet this digital family office need. Without that layer, it is incredibly difficult to meet a near real-time data need that we think is going to be required by the market and the wealth owner. And the last layer here, the third layer, is really the application layer, which is what most people think of when they think of technology. So having a general ledger, a trust accounting system, a treasury and cash management system where I can initiate transactions, record and report on transactions, as well as provide a forward-looking cash flow forecast, is critically important. In addition to investment performance reporting, partnership accounting, and risk management and tax categorization, all of these activities are integrated in one system in our Atlas V. This provides a highly efficient manner of running an office, which allows us to get to a lower risk and greater operating leverage environment, which means that we can perform the activities we need to at a lower risk and lower cost. So when you think about meeting this need, what choices do you have? You can mix best of breed solutions. So I can buy a separate general ledger system, a separate document management, a separate CRM, a separate performance reporting engine, or I could buy one integrated platform, which is buying a platform such as Atlas V that has all of these technologies integrated. Or something that we're seeing happening more and more is to buy family office as a service, where you basically are going to contract with a third party to provide all of the middle and back office, or a portion of the middle and back office services for you, so that your office can focus on front office activities such as client relationship management, planning, estate planning, tax planning, financial planning, investment reporting, investment, decision-making, asset allocation, etc. The choice of these options really depends on your core competencies within your office. If you have a core competency in management of technology, those types of things, then you may want to go with a best of breed solution. If you don't, you may want to go with a family office as a service or an integrated platform, which ultimately take care of that process and infrastructure layer. It's important that a lot of the technology that's coming down the road in terms of AI, machine learning, and those types of technologies are going to be available only if your current existing platform facilitates the use of those technologies. Typically, a cloud-native integrated platform is going to give you better opportunity to leverage those new technologies going forward. And why are we doing all this? We're doing this to try to make sure that our client experience is exceptional. And as we said, younger generations and even older generations today have a much greater and increasing expectation with respect to the amount of data, the transparency of the data, and the ability to look through summary data into detail than they've had ever in the past. and access to data 24/7, 365 is what everyone is used to today. And so the family office industry really has to get on board and figure out how they can provide the same type of data to their clients that are available in the retail market for much less wealthy individuals. It's also critically important for your staff. Today, hiring and retaining family office professionals gets harder and harder every day. There are not enough of these professionals to meet all the needs for all the family offices that exist and all the new family offices that are created every day. So creating a work environment where your staff is not having to do mundane, low-level work and they can focus on the activities that they were trained to do is going to give you an advantage in the labor market. This automation of simple processes, as well as having technology that can actually assist these professionals in doing their professional work. Computers can help identify patterns in the data that will allow that professional to identify a need and offer alternatives to the family. Creating this type of a work environment is obviously going to give you a key competitive advantage in trying to attract and retain the types of professionals that you would like to have serving your family or clients. Thank you very much for your time today. And if you have any questions, we would be happy to answer those.